All right, tapping back in. They cloned Tyrone. Let me give you a quick breakdown right quick on that movie too. You know what I'm saying? I've seen a lot of people, they talking about it was a good movie. I liked it. I must say it's very entertaining. It dropped a lot of jewels in it. So salute to Jamie Foxx and the rest of the cast in that movie because it actually, to me, is one of the best films that I've seen in a while. You know what I'm saying? As far as it being entertaining and also dropping jewels. I like movies like that. But the overall scope, I'm not gonna go too far into the movie. It's a lot of people that broke the shit down. So go watch their videos. Me, I'm just touching on the esoteric, the metaphysical principles that I saw in the movie. And first of all, let's define what's a clone. A clone is an organism, a cell, or organisms asexually reproduce from an original cell or ancestor or stock and is genetically modified to look like the identical original one. You see what I'm saying? So we're talking about genetics. We're talking about asexually reproducing genetics. You know what I'm saying? And before we can even get to the genetics, we have to talk about mind and mind control because the first hermetic principle is mentalism. All is mind. One of the overshadowing, well, even at the end, I like to just point to the end because the story is pretty much about Yakub. Go look up the story of Yakub. I'm gonna go ahead and just put that out there. The story in essence is about Yakub, them grafting melanated beings into non-melanated beings so they can pretty much be the only people on the planet. And I feel like for this story of Yakub to resurface in such a way, to me, that makes it got some truth. That means it has some truth to it. So it's like before we even get going to all the diabolical underground shit and the scientifics and all that, just the mythology of Yakub, to me, it makes it more realer in this movie. Because they literally, that was the main reason why that whole program was even started, according to the head scientist. You see what I'm saying? It was the story of Yakub. So go look up the story of Yakub, and it makes more sense after you watch that movie. Another thing that stood out to me was not only the genetic modification through products, but the mind control. Like I said, hermetic principle, mentalism, all is mind. The only way that they can clone you is by controlling your mind first, controlling how you think. Because even as a clone, once you come up to an awakening, that essence of the original is still in you, and they can never take that away from you. That's why it's so important to always cultivate the mind to know who you are. The ancestors said it best: know thyself. You see what I'm saying? Because when you know yourself, even if you was a clone, you would be like, hold up, like I'm waking up now, something ain't right. You see what I'm saying? And I think they even had another Netflix show where they had people playing other people, and it was just like a story of a story, and it was crazy how they played on that same type of idea. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, indoctrination is the first step of the cloning process. Think about it. If you claim any group, whether you be a Christian, Republican, Democrat, Blood, Crip, those are clones. It's that simple. We ain't even got to get all diabolical with the underground shit yet. You see what I'm saying? That's the problem. We get turned into conspiracy theorists, and I'm all about conspiracy theories, so don't even get me twisted. I'm just saying sometimes we be digging so deep we forget to just look at the what's really going on in our face. You see what I'm saying? And I just feel like it's more about that, about mind control, because there was a scene even with the music that they literally had people mobbing on the three main characters based off of the music, controlling their mind. They had products for the hair with ladies relaxing their hair and making them more relaxed. They had people in church doing the communion. It was something in the juice, in the grape juice. It was something in the chicken. Remember that Popeye's chicken fiasco? So you already been in the cloning process. The mental media mind control. They've already been putting you in the trick bag of the cloning process. So we're all in some way have been clones in life, my nigga. We all bear witness to that program. But as the awakening happens, you know what I'm saying? When you snap out of it and wants to stand out instead of not wanting to be a clone no more, then that's when you're a problem. Think about the last program that they try to run on the people since COVID. Remember Corona? You know, Corona deals with crown. We're talking crown chakra energy, right? Corona coming from the sun, they blocking the sun. So they're attacking your mind, your mental. You see what I'm saying? And then after that, what they do, attack your genetics. That was a genetic attack. They're trying to alter your genetics with those yada means. So we all in this trick bag. Nobody's exempt. We're all trying to figure out our way out of this thing. It's like the Truman Show. You see what I'm saying? My whole thing is be the one to stand out. And that's how you can decipher who's the clones and who ain't. Because usually the people that don't mind being by themselves, that enjoy their own company, they don't need to be in nobody's group. Because I was in the gang once. So I'm like I said, I've been in the trick bag of being a clone and having clone tendencies at one point in time. You feel me? I was in those streets. I was doing that same nigga activity that was in the movie. You know what I mean? That you can literally be replaced by another person that doing the same shit that you doing. Think about it, even when you gang banging, you riding across town on the hunt for a nigga that look just like you. Pants sagging, fucking smoking weed, at the time drinking, whatever. But we all have exhibit these same behaviors in every hood. Cause throughout the whole movie, I'm like, who Tyrone? And then at the end, when they said that he was Tyrone, and he was like, oh shit, then he seen himself on TV. It just like, imagine if we saw ourselves on TV loving each other. You feel me? Like, imagine if we was clones for that instead of the shit that they want us to be cloned for. It's powerful shit when you think about it, man, as far as imagery and how they use it against us and the mind control effect of it. You feel me? But like I said, not to go too far into the movie, the three characters that stood out was the pimp, the hoe, and the drug dealer. And another character that motherfuckers probably really slept on is the wino or the crackhead. We have all of these fixtures in all of our neighborhoods, yo. Think about that shit. Chickens, the chicken spot, churches, the music, the food, the hair products. I think most of the beauty products at this point, it's all about making you something that altered your genetics to make you something that's different from the original. And it's just like they're modifying you the way they want you to be modified. Chemically, through all type of different practices, but it's all against you to be controlled. So before I can even go into the real life aspect of it, if they clone Jamie and all that type of shit, I can really care less about that part, to be honest with you, man, because I'm all about the mind part, the mind control part. Worry about protecting your mental, your soul, and your body, your temple. You know what I'm saying? Have honor in that. You know what I mean? Because like I said, the ancestors said, know thyself. And that's very important in today's times, man. Know what you are and what you ain't. And that to me is how you break that cloning programming. Because clones are minions. These are people who are group hive thinkers. Like they have a hive mind. They do what everybody else do. They do what the masses do. And then they try to shun you or shame you because you ain't with it. You see what I'm saying? So take pride and being one to stand out, yo. Straight up and down. That was my overall message from it. Like I said, The Clone Tyrone was a great movie. Really showed you how the cloning process is really about mind control. And if they can control your mind, they can get you to do anything, bro. Straight up and down. So be very keen in your mental prowess and your soul prowess. And memory. Memory is a superpower. Remember I told you that. Memory is a superpower. Memory is what connects you back to your ancestors so you can really know who you are. And they try to erase that shit because they try to make you a clone of you was just a slave. That's part of the clone trick bag too. You just started as a slave. You was never those great empires of ancient Egypt, Mali, Songhai, Timbuktu, like the list goes on. You feel me? Those great empires, you ain't from that. You was just a slave. That's the cloning trick bag, man. That's them trying to modify your genetics through memory, through or lack thereof it, and them telling you who you are. You see what I'm saying? So just be mindful of that, man. Memory is very important as far as your soul's prowess and where we go from here. You always got to keep your memory about you as far as who you are, what you're going to stand for, regardless of how much money they're going to throw at you. Where you come from is important, but where you're going is very important as well. And what you're willing to do and not do, and for the reason of keeping that thing that makes you you, don't ever give that shit up, bro. All right? So, good movie, man. I liked it. I might even watch it again because I'm pretty sure some things I might have missed. But go check that shit out, man. We need to start getting back to being kings and queens and, you know, revolutionary minds again, poets. You know what I mean? It's okay to uphold things of beauty. And you don't have to be all the way butt-ass naked to be beautiful. You don't have to modify yourself to be beautiful. You know what I'm saying? I want women to really start taking all that shit off and just looking in the mirror and loving thyself like that in your natural essence, man. It's okay to put on a little anything to step out, you know what I mean? Little this, little that. That's cool. But I'm going to tell you that a real one is going to appreciate you in your natural essence with none of that shit on, bro. With none of it on. Trust me. A real one going to appreciate you for that. So, yeah, man, they clone Tyrone, man. I feel like that's about it. Look up the story of Yacub. That's what that's really about. Look up the story of Yakub, yo. Without getting all into the underground and all that. Because I feel like that exists too. Shout out to Bobby Hibbett. He been telling us about that too. You know what I mean? But I'm just like, I really just wanted to focus on the mental part and the mind control part. Because they won't even be able to clone you if you got your mind and your wits about you. You feel me? And you know in your heart who and what you represent. Alright? Alright, man. Ross signing out, man, on behalf of the Sacred Tree Operation God Body. Peace.